gotta say, welcome weekend, the first 3 days on campus. I mean, you come in and you're totally terrified of being at college and like so excited, and then just for 48 hours, 72 hours, you're just like totally welcomed by this community, and by the end of 3 days, you feel like you've always belonged here. That's really special.
Just the connection that I can still have with the university, and like I said before, it is kind of just my second home. I feel like I get the best of both worlds, having a college experience away from home and then coming back and still kind of having the Notre Dame experience that I have. So I work with special events, and so we helped put on reunion weekend a couple weeks ago, and it was honestly one of my favorite things ever. I love the elderly, and so there's so many elderly people coming back, and the 50-year club is just the greatest group of guys. So I was helping a lot with those events, and it was just awesome. I got to talk with them. I could have just talked their ears off all day, and I love listening to their stories and just the connections and like the emotional connections that they have with this school. It gets me emotional. Hearing all of their stories and what this university means to them is just, it is really inspiring, and it's great to have that experience. Again, just not going here, but still getting the Notre Dame view.
For me, I think the best moment here has been the Michigan game. I mean, our class was just lucky enough to be able to experience our first game against our biggest rival school. I was also lucky enough to meet some of my best friends. They were kind of like in the same vicinity as me where I was sitting. Also, you kind of like hear about the Notre Dame sense of community. And I'm from New Orleans, so I'd kind of like read about it, but I never got to experience it just because it's been so far away from me. But then it's at the game, I kind of got a chance to truly be a part of that. You know, we were all kind of joining together to unite to support this team on the field, and it was really something special.
My favorite Notre Dame moment has to be, this may sound a little bit odd, but it honestly comes from a home football loss. One of my favorite Notre Dame experiences comes from a home football loss. It was my I had the unique opportunity to, my sophomore year, I had the unique opportunity to be on the sidelines for the games, helping with some of the film work. And just the wave of emotion that I felt during the national anthem, during the Georgia game, to see, so many people in Notre Dame Stadium cheering for Notre Dame, and it was really the realization of a dream. So it was one of those things that really touched me and will stick with me for the rest of my life.
My favorite Notre Dame moment has definitely been when my sophomore year, when my team was selected to go to the tournament. It was the first time my team had gone to the tournament in years, and especially with this new coaching change. And so before the selection party happened, we kind of knew we were going to get into the tournament, so we all had a big watch party. We were all at my coach's house, and even though we knew, like, hearing them call our names was so surreal, and like the joy and excitement and kind of just like the heart-wrenching feeling that you get when you hear your name called, it's like we've actually done it. And it's so special because my year, we call it like the gym era. We kind of remade Notre Dame volleyball and rebranded what Notre Dame volleyball was and kind of what we want Notre Dame volleyball to be in the future. And being selected for the tournament was kind of just a testament to all the hard work that we've done in order to make that mission true. And yeah, it's just a great feeling.
This is hard. Since I have been within, going to Notre Dame's campus my whole life. I have many different ones. When I was younger, I went to feed the ducks with my Oma and Opa, and kind of reflecting now back, I take my little cousins there to feed the ducks. But I think one of my favorite moments is during finals week, going to the grotto and reflecting on the past semester, but then also bringing that hope through that flicker of the candle to see what's next.
So this past year I've gotten to serve as my class president, and we had junior parents weekend, and I got to give a speech to my entire class, and it was just a really powerful and beautiful moment, kind of uniting our biological families with our Notre Dame family, and it was just one of the best weekends of my life.
So for this internship, early on I started with the reunion weekend this year, and at first I was very nervous, to be honest. I was thinking, how is this all gonna go together? How is any of this going to stay together and just be is it gonna be on track? Is it going to just kind of fall apart? But I think one of the biggest things that helped with experiencing this reunion was it was more that you just let your experience happen, and you do the right, you react to it, but you live in that moment. And that is something that has really stuck with me. And hearing the alumni stories, because there were a lot, it was something very humbling that I got to hear their experiences and how Notre Dame had really just affected them and has stayed with them in their lives.
So I've actually been an Irish dancer since I was 4 years old. It's always been a passion of mine. I was super competitive, competed at the World Championships, and it was basically my life growing up. And I thought when I came to college that was kind of going to be a thing of the past. But I actually was able to join the Irish dance team here, and it's so fun, first of all, getting to, continue a passion that I've had since I was a little kid, but also getting to it at Notre Dame for the Fighting Irish has been amazing. So dancing before football games on football Fridays has just been a really wonderful part of my experience.
This past winter, I got to run on a relay with 3 other guys on the track team. Coming in as a freshman, I wasn't on a track team, so as a walk-on, you don't think that you'll ever be on a major relay for a major D1 school. So we got to go to nationals, and we won our event. And that was cool, that was a great experience, that was fantastic. But what really impacted me that day was after that race, when we've gotten our trophies at the podium, a huge group of people from the track team who weren't competing came all the way down to Alabama to watch. And while we were at that podium, we see them lock arms and start to sway and sing the Alma Mater. And that is an experience that you only see happen to the football team at football games. You're in the stadium and you're with all 4 classes, and there's the football team, and never in a million years do you think that would ever happen to you. And I could feel like the tears coming to my eyes because, to be on the receiving end of that, it was so special and such a Notre Dame moment.
I have been lucky enough to be a part of the Notre Dame liturgical choir that sings at the 10 a.m. Mass at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart every Sunday for the past 4 years. And right before graduation a few weeks ago, I was a part of the choir's final concert for the year. And in that moment, the final song we sing is called The Road Home. And there's a line in it that says, "There's no such beauty as where you belong." And of course, I started crying just on command after we sang that line, and I felt like it really encapsulated kind of everything that Notre Dame meant to me over the last 4 years, and everything I think it will continue to mean to me in the future.